What happened when the calm guy finally snapped? I worked in logistics at this shipping company for like 8 years. Everyone called me the most chill guy there. I never got mad when people messed up my paperwork, never complained when they scheduled me for overtime last minute. Even when the coffee machine broke for 2 whole weeks and I was getting these awful headaches every afternoon, I just bought my own instant coffee and dealt with it. My supervisor Todd would always joke that I was made of chamomile tea or something. Every quarter I got these little certificates saying reliable and professional. I kept them in my desk drawer like some kind of weird trophy collection. Then HR came up with this brilliant new policy: anonymous internal behavior feedback. Basically, anyone could report anyone for being difficult or unprofessional. 1 report got you a warning. 2 reports meant you lost your quarterly bonus. 3 reports and you were sitting in HR getting reviewed for termination. I wasn't worried. I mean, what was I gonna get reported for? Being too quiet? I literally helped train half the people on my team. When Ryan started 2 years ago, I taught him how to use the forklift, covered his shifts when his kid got sick, even helped him pass his safety exam by staying late to practice with him. But then I got my first warning email, just sitting there in my inbox on a Tuesday morning like a punch to the gut. You have received an internal behavioral concern. Please review our workplace conduct policies. I stared at that email for like 10 minutes. I asked my desk neighbor Kevin if he knew what I could have possibly done. He just shrugged and said maybe someone was having a bad day and took it out on me. 2 weeks later, another email. Same thing. Second internal behavioral concern received. I went straight to HR. Asked Janet what exactly I was being accused of. She smiled that fake customer service smile and said they couldn't reveal specifics to protect the anonymity of the reporting process, but she could tell me the general nature of the complaints. Apparently, I was making people uncomfortable with passive-aggressive behavior and giving people hostile eye contact. Eye contact. I literally got reported for looking at people. I actually laughed out loud in her office. Asked her if she was serious. She said they take all workplace concerns very seriously, and I should reflect on how my behavior might be affecting others. The 3rd report came 3 days later. You have received 3 internal behavioral concerns. Please schedule a meeting with HR to discuss your continued employment. I printed out every performance review I'd gotten for the past 8 years. All excellent ratings. I wrote this calm, professional response explaining that I had no idea what these reports were about. I even asked Kevin and 2 other coworkers to write statements saying I was always professional and helpful. HR scheduled the meeting for the following Monday. Janet sat there taking notes while I presented my case. She nodded and smiled and said they'd review everything carefully. By Friday, the promotion I'd been expecting for months went to Ryan instead. That's when something clicked in my brain. I went to Best Buy that weekend and bought this tiny digital recorder. Monday morning, I taped it under my desk. Started recording every conversation, every interaction, every meeting. I kept detailed logs of who said what and when. It took me 2 weeks to figure it out. I was reviewing the timestamps from my HR warning emails against my badge swipe data and call logs. The first complaint came in the day after I'd corrected Ryan's inventory count in front of our supervisor. The second one was filed right after I'd gotten praised in our team meeting for catching a shipping error Ryan had missed. The 3rd report went in the same day Ryan asked me about applying for the promotion, and I told him I was planning to apply too. I kept recording for another week to be sure. And Ryan, thinking he was so clever, actually started bragging to Kevin about how he was finally climbing over Mr. Calm to get ahead. Said it right there at my desk while I was supposedly in the bathroom. I didn't confront him, didn't yell or make a scene. I just spent my weekend organizing everything into a nice little folder, printed out the HR emails with timestamps, burned the audio recordings to CDs with transcripts, even included screenshots of the Slack messages where Ryan joked about using the system to clear the path. Monday morning, I sent copies to Janet in HR, our department VP, and the CEO. Professional email, factual presentation, no emotional language, just the evidence. Ryan was fired by Wednesday.